Hey folks, Joe back here. Sorry about that. I had to stop get some go-go juice for my vehicle. Now back to what we were talking about. The Steele dossier was acquired through a company called Fusion GPS. It was put together by a guy named Christopher Steele, who was a British national. The information, or at least some of it, which ended up being fake information, came from Russian operatives. It's all undisputed. Democrats don't even dispute it. They just don't talk about it, hoping we'll forget about it. And it was paid for by the Hillary Clinton campaign in the DNC. Now, if that's not an attempt to have a foreign, some foreign officials interfere and spread misinformation by foreign operatives to win an election, I don't know what is. Okay? Donald Trump was well within his right to ask for an investigation, because it did have to do with corruption. Now, let's move on, shall we, to obstruction of Congress. Oh, this is going to be a doozy. So what exactly did Trump do? Trump told people not to go testify. Executive privilege, which every president has had and every president has utilized. Let's take a look, shall we, at obstruction of justice. Did Donald Trump destroy any evidence? Nope. Did Donald Trump wipe his computers or anything else clean? Nope. Sure didn't. Did Donald Trump delete any emails? Nah, sure didn't. Did he use BleachBit on his computer? Nope, he didn't. Did he have anybody take hammers to cell phones and anything else that contained information? Nah, he didn't do that. That, my friends, is obstruction of justice. Now, those who support the impeachment of President Trump would say, well, no, the Republicans could have had anyone they wanted go and testify. That's not true. See, and this all began, as far as the Ukraine side, because let's face it, the Russia deal was a political hack. It wasn't true. It was proven not to be true. So here's my question. One person, if I was sitting on either side of the aisle, and I'm in and I'm a member, I would have wanted to hear the one person testify that got this all started. That's the whistleblower. See, now here's the thing, though. The whistleblower didn't hear anything firsthand. He heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend who. Okay? He didn't hear anything. It would be second hand, which is not allowed in any legal proceedings. Okay? So no, couldn't. And the Republicans said, let's call the whistleblower. Congressman Schiff said no. Wouldn't call him as a witness. Wouldn't call the guy who started all of this to testify. Now I wonder why that is. Kind of interesting, if you ask me. Folks, bottom line is, there is no evidence of corruption. Here's why I say that. Because, the Democrats went from using the phrase quid pro quo for their impeachment call to bribery, which they knew would never stick. So now they're just saying abuse of power. There is no crime here. And what is impeachable in accordance with the Constitution? High crimes and misdemeanors. Treason. Treason, bribery, high crimes and misdemeanors. But they missed the mark on everything. There is no crime, there is no misdemeanor, there is no high crime, there is no treason, there is no bribery. Folks, they are impeaching the president because they know none of the candidates that they have right now can beat Donald Trump in 2020. Bottom line, that's what it is. See, well, then I hear people say, well, why doesn't Donald Trump come forward and prove himself innocent? Now, last time I checked, we were still in the United States of America. Okay, and what that means, folks, is that the accused doesn't have to prove their innocence. Those accusing have to prove the accused is guilty of something. And this falls far, far short. They have tried everything since the president was elected to get him out of office. They tried fake investigations such as Russian collusion. They've tried to stall his Supreme Court nominee, Justice Kavanaugh. Made up stuff about him. Proved to be, false. People couldn't get their story straight. Some of them came forward afterwards and said, I made the whole thing up. Now it's Ukraine. People say Russia investigated Russia tried to interfere in our elections, not Ukraine. Then why are there Ukrainians sitting in jail right now for attempting to interfere in our election? Who had outside interference, if you will, in 2016? Hillary Clinton. Now, we all know how this is going to go. We all know that the House is going to vote to impeach Donald Trump. We know this. This isn't a big surprise to anybody. Or at least it shouldn't be. We also know that the Senate has already looked at the evidence. These guys, if you look, and it seems much longer because it's been in the news longer, the whole Ukrainian investigation. the Judicial Committee or the Oversight Committee, you know how long they've actually taken looking at evidence and debating this? 7 days. 7 days. But here's the thing. Nancy Pelosi last week said this has been going on, the impeachment of Donald Trump. We've been working on this for 2.5 years. Before any crime was even discussed, you have people saying we need to impeach the president. And they're right, Ms. Jackson Lee. Or the Congresswoman from Minnesota. Democrats, here's what's going to happen. You guys are going to vote to impeach. The House is not going to remove the House is going to vote to impeach the Democrats. The Senate is not going to back them. They're not going to remove the president, as they shouldn't, because the evidence does not fit any type of crime. And you guys are going to get your butts whooped in November of 2020. Republicans will have control of all three. Oh, by the way, one other thing. All the stuff that they subpoenaed that the president wouldn't hand over, maybe the Democrats should have used the court system like they're supposed to. Bye.